but not many misses from you as you were the head of talent relations. I mean, I could name probably a million guys, and and it'd still keep going. But three that really stick out: Mick Foley, The Rock, and a little guy by the name of Stone Cold Steve Austin. When you brought them over, did you initially see, them being basically three of the biggest stars ever in the history of the business?
Well, it's like going to a great restaurant. It's like going to one of those. It's like going to New Jersey and stopping at one of those diners that has a menu that's like 20 pages thick. There's a lot of really good things on the menu. It depends on what your taste is. All those guys brought something different. Every page you turn on the menu, you turn to a different section. There's the Italian section, the steaks or the whatever. Everybody brought something different to the dance. Foley, I knew from helping him get booked in WCW from Dallas, and was always a fan of his work. Never thought he'd have a long career because of the abuse that he gave himself and his body. But I loved his character, the TV character, and the character of the human being. So, and such a bright, articulate guy. He was exactly what he didn't look like. He didn't look like he was a bright, articulate guy, but he was, and he is. Steve was that middle linebacker mentality, that Butkus, Ray Nitschke, Ray Lewis type headhunter that never played a perfect game, that's still looking for that big game, that felt slighted, that had a chip on his shoulder, but was athletic and competitive, and just had the wrestling aptitude that was scary. Great instincts. Different cat than Mick. Austin was not nearly as social as Foley. Austin trusted no one. He just was a different breed of cat. But I thought, man, he's a player. He is a player. He didn't dance to the right music in the WCW. He wasn't in the right political party, so to speak. He had some brushes with greatness there, but nothing sustained as he should have. And then The Rock had no experience. Both Austin and Foley were veterans. They had territory experience. Dwayne had no experience except being a third-generation guy, but he was a natural. He's a natural at everything. And his personality jumped off the page. His smile jumped off the page. When I watched him work out in the ring and watched him run the ropes, it was poetry in motion. He was very athletic, had great feet. He had a unique look with his ethnicity. He was college educated and degreed. I liked that because it meant he started a project and finished it. So I enjoyed that. The irony is that Austin didn't graduate, but he stayed in college 4 years. Foley graduated with a degree of the three guys you ask about, and so did Rock. I like guys that start something and finish it, and that means they'll do that in their work with the company if they get hired and then they make it. So all of them had a different story. All of them had different traits. I had to work the hardest to get Mick hired. Vince didn't know who Austin was because he didn't watch WCW. And he didn't watch ECW to any degree. All Steve was basically doing on ECW was promos, by and large, little wrestling. Foley had tried to come to work for WWE several times and had been turned down, and my persuasive powers and being new on the job got Mick hired because Vince wanted me to know what it was like to really believe in someone, and then when they didn't make it, how do you react? Because Vince really didn't think Mick was going to make it, but then he soon changed his mind and became a big Foley fan, and Mick had a great run there. Made seven-figure income, and he wasn't sleeping in his car and all those crazy things. And then The Rock was just, he was can't miss in my view. And we paid him at the time the most money that I'd ever offered anybody to sign a developmental contract. And I just thought that he was going to be special. We didn't screw him up creatively, and he didn't have some kind of tick or a gene in him that was going to just not allow him to stay out of the trouble. He was a can't miss guy, and he was that. Obviously, he didn't miss, and I don't know if you guys are a fan of Ballers on Sunday nights on HBO. It's one of my favorite shows, and it's so real because I've been around so many guys like that in the wrestling business. And when I worked with the Falcons and NFL, it's scary real, and so they're doing a great job. They got another season; it's already been renewed for another year. So I'm very proud of Dwayne, and he's built an amazing business with $7 Bucks Entertainment.